Don't watch this alone tonight. What if I told you that a real case was so dangerous, the church tried to keep it hidden? This isn't just a movie story. This is the terrifying real case behind the Conjuring 4, Last Rites. Imagine, it's 3 a.m. Everyone in the house is asleep. But there's one room where faint whispers can be heard, like someone is softly praying, or maybe, something else. This isn't a scene from a movie. This is a real story of an American family, where everything seemed normal, until everything started changing. At first, their daughter said something strange. "Mom, I feel like someone is watching me while I sleep." The family ignored it, thinking it was just a bad dream. But that was only the beginning. Over the next few weeks, things slowly began to change. She would sit alone, speaking to the air. Sometimes it felt like someone was calling her name. And then, one evening at the dinner table, she looked at her mother and spoke in a voice that was not her own. "You have no idea who lives in your house." The room went completely silent. This no longer seemed like imagination. Finally, the family reached out to America's most famous paranormal investigators, Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren. When the Warrens entered the house, Lorraine froze. She whispered, "Something isn't right here." They immediately felt a heavy, negative energy. Lorraine later said, "This wasn't just a haunting, it was something far darker." As the investigation progressed, the house grew heavier with an unnatural presence. Cold spots, shadows moving on their own, and one room where the temperature dropped suddenly when you entered. Lorraine closed her eyes and saw a vision. A dark figure standing right behind the girl. It was all becoming terrifyingly clear. Then, things turned dangerous. The girl started having unexplained scratches on her body. At night, her bed would shake on its own. Doors would slam. Lights would flicker. And one night, the most horrifying moment happened. The family saw her lift slightly off the bed, then slam down with force. Her voice had changed into multiple voices at once. A child, an elderly woman, and a deep male voice, all speaking at the same time. At this point, the situation was out of control. The church was contacted. An experienced priest was brought in, with special permission to perform an exorcism. This is extremely rare. The church never approves an exorcism without strong evidence. But in this case, they approved it immediately. The night of the exorcism, the house was thick with an unnatural heaviness. The priest began his prayers. "In the name of Christ, I command you." As soon as the prayers began, the girl's body violently shook. Her eyes rolled back. She looked directly at the priest, and in a deep male voice said, "She belongs to me." The room temperature dropped instantly. Windows rattled. Scratches appeared on the walls. Lorraine later said, "That energy was not human." There was a moment where it seemed the exorcism might fail. The girl jerked with so much force. She lifted halfway off the bed. The priest raised his voice louder. Everyone repeated the prayers together. And then, a scream, loud enough that neighbors heard it. And then, silence. The girl slowly calmed down. Her breathing normalized. Her voice returned to normal. Everyone thought it was over. But the Warrens weren't sure. Lorraine said, "Some things go away temporarily, never completely." According to reports, strange activity still occurs in that house today. Lights flicker on their own. Footsteps are heard. And occasionally, a faint whisper, "I'm still here." This terrifying real case inspired the upcoming movie, The Conjuring 4, Last Rites. The film will show a final ritual, A last attempt. Where either the evil is defeated forever, or it comes back even stronger. Now the question is, was this all just a psychological case? Or are there forces that cannot be explained by science? If tonight you are alone in your house and hear faint whispers, will you check or ignore it? If you enjoy real horror stories like this video and subscribe, because here you will find stories that will keep you awake all night. And remember, some doors, once opened, never close.